Hi, pottery fans and friends. I'm Lori.
And I'm Dan.
And welcome
to Dirt on Your Skirt Studios.
We hope you're all doing well and hanging in there. Dan is wanting to share with you the second installment of Make-A-Fish in the Can 2 project.
The thing I want to say, if you took the time to make the first fish, you really did something, because one of the biggest challenges as an artist is to allow yourself to be uncomfortable and to not know how to do something and try. So in that spirit, I also put a 2D cartoon that I animated. It was the first project I got to work on, which led to a career in animation. So remember, when you sit down to try something you haven't tried before, don't say can't, say can too.
And I'd like to thank everyone for sending us their fish, and I'll be posting some of them on Facebook. You
They
did
look
a
really great.
job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Miss you guys.
Bye.
All right, so we're going to make this cute little fish that has the protruding mouth, and you'll be able to hang it from this hook on the back. This hopefully is what your finished piece will look like by the end of this video. So we're going to need to get a piece of clay, some water. We're going to need some clay to be able to make the different parts. So take some of that, set it aside. Now let's flatten this ball out. And we don't want it to be too flat. Alright, now for 1/3 we're going to pinch with our finger and our thumb, and this is the tail of the fish. We're going to shape this piece into basically a mushroom. We want to clean up the edges. Alright, now for 1/3 here, this is where the lips protrude. We're going to pinch the bottom third. Clean up all the edges. Then we'll start treating that like a pinch pot and start spinning and pushing with our thumbs. Push in. Just going around in a circle. Clean up those protruding parts. I'm just trying to get a little bit of a hump, some shape. Alright, now we're going to make the tail by cutting it in half here. Then using our finger and our thumb, pinch. It makes a point. Pinch, and it makes a point. Then kind of flatten it out.
You can make those points just by pinching between your thumb and finger.
Clean up the edges. Okay, now we're going to roll a little ball. This is going to be what you're going to be able to hang it from. Let's cut the back off, then we'll score. And when you hold the fish, remember to hold it as if it has a shape. Don't push down flat. Now you need to see how you can hold it in the palm of your hand? We're going to take a paintbrush or something like that. At a 45-degree angle, we're pressing up. That way a headless nail, the piece will fit down onto the headless nail on the wall. Let's sign it so your mom knows who it's from. Anytime you're turning it over, always go back and just clean it up a little bit. And I like to give it a little shape, so I'm lifting the the tail up using my finger. Okay, I've rolled 2 balls equal size. Now I'm going to roll them into tubes in the palm of my hand. See how it's a little tube? That's just by rolling straight back and forth. Now fish have 2 fins, one on the top and on the bottom. I'm going to use my fingers to take these tubes and keep pinching the ends until I get sort of a banana shape. It's rounded on the top and pinched on the end. Flatten that out. And then do the second one. Same thing, I'm using my finger and my thumb and pinching the ends. Getting that rounded shape and then flattening it out. Alright, they have little ribs on there, so I'll use my pen tool and draw some lines. And cut off the bottom. Cutting off the bottom just makes it easier to attach to the piece. Now we're going to score. We'll attach it to the fish after we score. Remember to pick the fish up gently. I've got my fingers underneath on the back, and I can press against there, that edge. That allows me to attach the front part of that. And the trick is to hold it as if it's a round piece. So I've got my fingers behind where I'm pressing inside there so that it doesn't ruin the piece by pressing on it. Now we're going to make the smile of the teeth. So we're making one side be pointed and the other side not be so pointed. Now when doing teeth, there we go, do them larger. There you go. Score the back. Now when you're making the lips, you're going to take and roll the clay out so that it's like a baseball bat, tapered at one end. See how that's a tube? But we want it to be skinny on one end. So I just keep rolling with my finger. See how it's fat and then thin? Now we're going to score the back. Always start from the corner of that mouth. So we're just going to pinch that extra part off there that's a little too long. Get it attached here, clean it up. Now the upper lip we're going to make longer. Remember to taper that one end, but we're going to make it longer so that we can put a little bit of a hook at the end. Alright, and if it gets too skinny, you can always just wad it up and make it again. But you want one end to be thick and the other end to be thin. And I'm just doing that by rolling back and forth, my finger back and forth, and putting more pressure at the end that's skinny. And now think of an M when you're thinking of the upper lip. So we're going to press down, press up. That's the first part of the M. Here's the second part. So see how it looks like a flattened out M? Now we're going to score the back. Remember to hold it with your fingers inside so that you're not crushing the piece, and start applying that upper lip. Just gently pressing. And here's the hook I was talking about. Just curl that and make sure that it's attached. Always cleaning it up. Alright, we're going to make a little fin. We use our finger and our thumb, and the other hand to use your finger and press against it. Keep flattening it. Press into the finger and your thumb there. See how it turns into a triangular shape? We're going to score that. The point of the triangle goes up towards the mouth at an angle, see? And we're going to put rib lines on it as well. Now when I make the eyes, I often make one eye bigger than the other. And the reason for this is so that you get a sense of the fish being even more round than we've created. So you're going to score where you're going to put the eyes. See how I wiggle? That helps attach to the score lines. There's your fish. All you need to do now is to paint it and fire it. Hope you had fun.
Ollie Pimento! Is this the end for poor Ollie? Will he be eaten, or will he make good his escape into the pimento cheese? Stay tuned!